The Family in 2100 by Paul Burgess. In the popular 1970s TV show The Jetsons, which was created in 1962, illustrated society's expectations of what the future would look like in 2062. The Jetsons had Rosie the robot maid, flying saucer-type cars racing through the sky, regular trips to the moon, video chat instead of telephones, and 3-hour workdays for the father, George. The future illustrated in the show was a technologically based utopia, while in 2015 we do have video chat, Skype, FaceTime. The other aspects of technological advancements predicted in the Jetsons will not be available for a long time, if ever. How the family structure has changed over the years. In the last few decades, the family structure in most countries have become more complex. The age couples have their first child has increased gradually. The rate of marriage decreased, while the rates of divorce and separation rose. The living arrangements have become more complex than the traditional married family, with the husband, wife, and their children. Common law relationships and step-families have drastically increased over the years. With all these changes to the modern family, the term family is now used to describe a unit of 1, 2, or more adults and at least one child, who may not necessarily be living under the same roof. Step-families and single-parent homes have changed the definition of who a family consists of. Predictions for future family structures. North American families in the year 2100 will consist mostly of step-families. Families in the future are expected to continue to reinvent themselves, often in complex configurations. Multiple generations and family friends becoming voluntary kin will be living together under one roof. Declining birth rates due to lifestyle and the expense of raising a child. The increase in the 70-plus population due to a longer life expectancy. More same-sex parents as the laws change to recognize and accept this new type of family. The definition of the word family will change to include various groups of people who are not biologically related to each other. Step-families. Step-families, also called blended families, consist of an adult couple and their children from previous relationships. These children either live with the couple or visit on a regular basis and are part of their lives. Step-families are predicted to be the predominant family structure of the future, especially in North America. In the United States, current divorce rate is 50% for the first marriage and 70+% for the second. In Canada, the current divorce rate is 40% for the first marriage and 50% for the second marriage. With the high divorce rates and a tendency to remarry, this will naturally lead to more step-families and extended step-families. When the children of divorced parents have their own children, extended step-families are created with biological grandparents and their new spouses. Families keep getting bigger this way without increasing the birth rate. Multiple generations living together under one roof. Grandparents, parents, children, and grandchildren are expected to be experiencing more multi-generational living in the future. This trend has already shown an increase in the past 10 years and is expected to become a common way of life in the future. Having the extended family live together helps with issues of child care, elder care, and economics. Child care is a big issue for working couples and single parents. Life expectancies are increasing, so the number of people requiring elder care will be increasing. 20-somethings are living together with their families due to economic reasons such as education costs and lack of well-paying jobs. Divorce causes financial hardships that will often have single parents moving in with their parents. Retirement saving rates have been dwindling, creating financial challenges for retirees. There is expected to be more voluntary kin, where unrelated people live together as a substitute family without romantic relationships between them. These live-in friendships offer a sense of belonging and financial/emotional benefits that living with a family provide. Declining birth rate. The number of children being born has been declining and is expected to decline even further. The average age of first parents has been increasing and is expected to remain high. Most families are expected to delay having children or not having children at all. The economic pressures and lifestyle changes that come with having children are responsible for the declining birth rate. The repercussions for a declining birth rate are the shifts in the population with more old people than young people. This affects the labor market and the economic prosperity of a country. With the increasing female education and career levels, there is a shifting attitude towards not having children at all rather than 1 or 2 children. Immigration will need to increase in most countries to fill the void of the declining birth rate. The labor market will need people to fill the jobs, and if the birth rate cannot fill this, then immigration can. The 70-plus generation. With the constant advancements in modern medicine and in life expectancy, people will be living longer and healthier. Life expectancy could rise by an additional 6 or more years by the year 2050, and even more by 2100. This results in a big increase in the number of people surviving to the ages of 80 and 90 years old, at a time where there are less and less young people being born. A very large percentage of the population will be 65 years old or older. With this influx of seniors, the percentage of children and young people will sharply decline, resulting in a problem with a smaller workforce. Society will find itself with at least 4 and possibly even 5 generations in the family alive at the same time. The baby boom for same-sex parents. As the laws change and society's attitude towards same-sex couples are becoming more accepting, there will be a growing number of same-sex couples pursuing parenthood any way they can. With this increased interest in parenthood from same-sex couples, there will also be an increase in adoption, surrogacy, and donor sperm. Relationships like these are independent of biology, but closer and more enduring than friendship, have been documented in various cultures throughout history. These relationships are increasing in the population and will be expected to be much more common in the future. Economics and how it affects family. The current economic situation and the long-term economic outlook influences society's decision on marriage, cohabitation patterns, children, housing, and education, among other things. It is predicted that the economic climate will become even more influential in the future on all of these. There seems to be an increase in standards of education, career, and lifestyle that is expected to continue to increase. The lower fertility rates leads to faster overall population aging. This results in deeper cuts in the welfare states, less job creation, and an expectation of lower economic growth in the future. At the same time, aspirations for personal consumption of material goods and experiences are expected to continue to rise. Parental wealth, high consumption standards advertised by the media, and fewer amount of siblings to share the parental wealth will all contribute to the increasing lifestyle of high consumption. Summary. The family in 2100 will look a bit different than the family does today. The definition of family will change to include all levels of step-families, blended families, volunteer kin, and same-sex parents. There will be more people living under one roof, whether related by blood or not. There will be a population shift, with less babies born, and more of the population will be gray-haired seniors. Single parents and common-law relationships will become more common. Education levels will continue to rise to keep up with the skills needed to secure a job. Because of the reduced birth rate, there will be less competition for jobs, but many of these positions do not have job security. Contract work and self-employment will continue to rise, leading to insecure income for families. There will be more immigration and more integration with people of different ethnicities. There will be a larger range of culture values and beliefs, which could lead to more conflict in society. Because of the aging population, the overall economic health will be expected to reduce at the same time as people's expectations of high incomes increasing. There will be less government social programs to help out the less fortunate. There will be more drug and alcohol problems because of the expectancies of life will not match the opportunities. Overall, people would have to become more dependent on their families to survive the modern world. Works cited.